What's up, all? LTJ Reads here. This is Throwing Light, and if you're not throwing light, you're not acting right. We have a special episode, a special before we get started. Remember that we are trying to get over to YouTube, all our Throwing Light interviews, Throwing Light tours, creative projects that I'm going to be working on, things in the community. Please go over there. You can get over there easily to YouTube at LTJ is here. Please follow along as I continue to add content in 2026. And I can't wait to start making this transition to show you more of my creativity. With that being said, let's go ahead and kick it over to our episode. I have two very special people here. They are both in Texas. They both, well, not currently are both in Houston, but they are from Houston. They are Texas brothers. They have never done me anything wrong. I think they're both sweet. One of them I've known for about over 3 years now. We competed as
Texas.
Mr. Texas 2023. Hello, Kevin Hamby. How are you?
Hey there, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on,
Yes, and you are the current Mr. Prime Choice.
Mr. Prime Choice 2026.
Right on, Kevin. Hot on the trail still doing the community work. That is
Yep,
awesome. We also went to IML together, and it is
we
the
did.
IML time.
Right? You were number one and I was number 13. So two distinct numbers.
Yes, and close to the beginning. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so you would have been in group two, group one.
yep.
And yeah, so we have had experiences together. We've had IML together. Kevin reached out to me and say, "Hey, I need to do an interview." I'm like, "Sure." Like, I'm not going to do that for everybody, y'all. So just know that. So,
I
so
got some M's.
is this your third appearance?
This is my third appearance with you.
Congratulations for being a three-timer.
I
I just
know.
had Ty and Austin on. They've made five times.
Well, they are more special than me. So,
No, no, you just gotta want it, and they've tried to make themselves, or they have made themselves useful in many conversations.
they
Let's
have.
go ahead and introduce this next person who I absolutely adore too. Your Texas Handler 2025, Daddy Gil. Daddy Gil and I guess, more recently, so over the past year. I have grown a fondness for. He helps me too behind the scenes on several things that I have going on. He's been doing, he helped me trying to, he's been helping me. He's really, when I say someone that has offered his help behind the scenes, for sure, top tier. So I've appreciated that. I'm also here for Daddy Gil at any capacity that I can. When it comes to the Houston area, these are two guys that I trust. Um, and from my viewpoint and from my relationship with them and from how I see how they interact with people, we are the people in Texas that do not cause drama. So just remember that too.
That's
Not
true.
it's
That's
That
absolutely true.
not coming
confirmed.
from us, that energy you'll see on the internet. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, let's move on to our conversation. So, Daddy Gil and Kevin are doing something phenomenal. They have a big event coming up. What I want to do is just, hey, who wants to start? Who wants to start talking about? You
Uh,
know what? I'll warm y'all up a little bit. Kevin, what you been up to recently besides this event?
Oh gosh. Well, it's been a fun couple of months since December. So, just still active fundraising, awareness, all of that. I've been diving into helping other groups and really promoting Mr. Prime Choice. As y'all all know, there was some drama a couple years ago with the Mr. Prime Choice. And so it was on hiatus for about 2 years and came back this last December. So I'm really working hard to build back that reputation and that trust with that title. And then working in the community, really trying to make sure that we have the best face possible on and really using that skill of finesse that I like to have with getting people organized and aware of what's going on.
I just want to say thank you for bringing Mr. Prime Choice back, and what a great reputable person to bring it back because
Yeah,
yeah, it was
it
the
was not
previous
there.
reign was just it's you never know what could happen when it comes to being a title holder or being in a title holder
Exactly.
family. You can
Well,
be a tight you can have a think you got a steady title family going on, and then
mhm,
something happens, and next thing you know,
something
you don't have a
happens.
title holder for 2 or 3 years or something. You never know. And it's an
Right.
energy thing. Some people get these titles and they ram them in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, and I
So
think too, it just comes with experience. Allow yourself to, live in the community and be a part of the community and do things in the community before you start running for a title. Just so you know who you're dealing with and you know what you need to do and what's expected of a title holder. I mean, just a little fun fact, Mr. Prime Choice is the oldest leather title in the state of Texas. And to diminish it in some way is just kind of sacrilegious to the leather community. I mean, there were some big names that were a Mr. Prime Choice back in the day, and these were huge community leaders that were there during the AIDS crisis and really fundraised and kept people alive and did the work. So, to rest on those laurels, I just feel like we still need to uplift and we still have more work to do.
I believe that you're one of those big names too, Kevin. Let's just you were a much bigger Leatherman presence than the predecessor that you had to reestablish
Thank
the
you.
title back.
Thank
But
you.
what I want to say is though, social skills, people skills, you got to have those as a title holder. Don't think that getting a title is going to give you people skills and
Right.
negotiating, all of that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that, and we don't talk about this, you have to be a negotiator when you're in this role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have so many factors you have to think about, and often title holders that are just kind of in it with their ego, they forget that all these factors are affected by their decision making. And
Yeah. Yeah.
and what happens is you start to impact the community negatively, and then people disperse or are hard to keep interested or engaged. But on the real though, Kevin, I mean, like, this is your second title. And you ran for a title with a reasoning for having this title. You knew why
Yeah.
you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, on the real though, I think that if anybody's saying anything about you, Kevin, they're probably just jealous, you know?
I think so. I
Yeah,
mean, Gil
I
says
don't
stuff
know.
about me all the time. I know
Yeah,
she's
but
jealous.
what is it? But people will say anything about what the
They
impact you're doing in the
they
community.
will.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and speaking on that, because I don't, this is not part of this conversation, but I do feel since you have a large following, it is important to say that whatever you read online or whatever you hear online may not be factual and may not be the correct facts of a person. So, my suggestion is to reach out to that person and ask them one on one what the facts are. There's so much negativity out there, especially in our community, and there's so much finger pointing, and there's so much implications that people start turning against each other and start judging. And I personally feel as a title holder that that's ugly and it has no part in our community. And Gil and I, two current title holders, we just don't stand for that, and we do call people out on their negativity.
We do, but and this transitions into Daddy Gil, but we don't need to know everything though. We don't have to be in everybody's business. We
We
don't need to know
don't.
what in the Leatherman shits. Like, we don't need to know
Mm-mm.
all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to.
It's just it's surprising when it has to go to a national conversation. That's
Yeah, it's a little frustrating because once you get to the level of holding a title, people feel entitled to know everything about you, and they also feel entitled to say whatever they feel about you, whether it be right or wrong. So, there's a lot of having to navigate what's the truth and what is just somebody being angry because you have a platform that they wish they had. So like you said, some of it is a little bit jealousy, but
But
we
Gil,
do.
you know this, but what about people being in our business as Texas? Think about it. Like just recently, I don't need to go to detail, but the echoing that Chicago had this past week, what's going on? We don't need people that are not geographically connected to the situation or know someone directly to comment on it. And it's so
No.
frustrating because, when something happens in Texas, and I guess we are bigger and maybe louder, I get people in my DMs, what's going on in Texas? What's going on? I'm like, it's obviously more complex than what it looks like on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more complex than when it looks. Everything is not black and white sometimes.
Mm-mm.
And I think that often the Texas people are coming on and they're watching us like a reality show. Uh,
They
you know
are.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's our reality.
It's our reality.
But
It's we there's so much damage that can be caused by one comment on a Facebook post that can destroy someone's reputation. And I feel like that's really, really sad, that we have those type of people who want to just sit behind a keyboard and type whatever they want and feel like there's no ramifications to what they say, and then start implicating others into it. It's like, what type of drama are you creating that's positive? How are you contributing positively to your own life by doing this? So,
yes.
just a
Oh,
PSA.
no. Well, let me tell you, Daddy Gil has had to go through it. Tina Turner right
Absolutely.
here, running from Ike Turner across the highway situation, him, because he has had to deal with some nastiness. We don't have to go into
Unfortunately.
all of it, but he has had, and I pray for y'all in Houston. I really do. Y'all got a lot going on. Y'all in a lot of different directions, just everywhere. I don't know if it's because it's the big population. It's a lot of y'all. But like, Gil, what have you been up to? What have you been focusing on? I know you just had a competition. Why don't we talk about that for a little bit?
Sure. So, not to steal Kevin's thunder, but this is also my third time on
Oh
your
yeah, I thought it
show.
was two.
So,
Yay.
I've been working a lot of my philanthropy stuff, trying to make sure that I'm raising as much as I can and doing as much as I can for local charities, not just in Houston, but I've done a lot of work in San Antonio, Austin, RGV, and Dallas as well. So, I'm really proud of the work I've been doing there. I've also, as you know, recently competed at IPTC, which is the International Pet and Trainer Competition. I didn't bring home the sash, but it was definitely an experience that I will have forever. And currently, I got a couple of projects in the works, just like this out of the archives with Kevin that I'm working on. I'm also doing an auction for the Bayou City Pups as well as another event here in San Antonio in the next couple of months. So I've been keeping busy. My step down was supposed to be in April. But unfortunately, things went the way they did, and now I am holding the title for a second year. So I'll be your Texas Handler 2025 and your Texas Handler 2026. So
That's
I am part of
exciting.
that too.
All right.
Thank you. I
All
am I
right.
am
So
part of
then,
that 2 year
yeah.
club now.
Now
Yes. Welcome to my world for 2 years.
you guys, I don't need to have a title when I've got title holder friends.
Right? Exactly.
I'll just
So
get them to do everything I want.
yeah, listen, we're here for it. We're here to help. That's why we do what we do, and that's why we signed up,
So
to do the
anyway,
work.
so like this is people watching or whichever. We are people that live in Texas and we know what's going on, okay? And as you can see, we try our hardest not to be involved with anything, but like we have some really you'll know there are some wonderful heavy hitters in our state, and we've got people scattered all around here. They know it, it's easy. It's different here in Texas because we can hop in a car. pop over 2.5 hours. I'm in Houston, hour and a half, San Antonio, Dallas, 2.5. You know what I'm saying? And maybe California is the same way too, but I see us actively being able to move around the state to other leather communities. When you have some places like, I just had Hunter Nelson on here in Colorado. He said, there's nothing around Denver, he said,
Mm.
and so they have the Rocky Mountain Leather Alliance, and that covers Montana and Wyoming. So just think about it, like we're able within and like we have like 5 areas that have legitimate thriving leather communities that we can go to.
we're
So
we're not just we're not just able to, we're very fortunate that we are very supportive of each other.
right.
Hmm.
So I know in the past year I've never gone to one event in my city or a different city that there wasn't somebody from every other city there. So we're
Yeah.
really big on supporting each other,
Right. And
Well, the nice the
and the dynamics are it is such a family, y'all, and you
mm,
got people you love and hate, and you are
oh
neutral.
yeah,
It's
it's
it's as real as possible. Like not everybody
it's like
jives, a
family.
lot of us do, but it truly is a family dynamic because
Yeah.
you we're I can tell, especially in social media, that we are hyper aware. We are hyper aware of each other. Like we are
Hmm.
concerned what is happening in our state. We feel involved in it, and I think that a lot of people in Texas want to be involved. But guys, and I'm going to talk to y'all, after this later. And Gil knows I've been working on the Leather People of Texas documentary. Kevin, I'll give you more details about that soon. And it was going to be like a 90-minute documentary, but I decided to make a docu-series and spend one episode in every city with a few leather people, okay?
Love that.
And so I was going to do 6 episodes, and I had this great idea because I had someone reach out to me recently in a small town, trying to help get like, sexual health information up and things like that in the community and stuff like that. And I was like, for the 6th episode, why don't we go to a small town and we show up as leather people and help build the community? Like
Well,
that
I'm
was
glad you brought that up because El Paso is up and coming. They are forming a leather group in El Paso, of all places. So,
so I say we
so yeah,
do a
that's our
little bit of
first place we should
showing
hit.
up. Yeah, because it's always
Yeah,
about us all the time. So why not take that light literally and go in there? But that's something that we will do as a
absolutely.
family. All right, y'all. It's all about what y'all are up to. Who wants to start talking? What y'all up to? What y'all
Um,
doing? What do you want the
well,
community to know?
I'll start just because I kicked this thing off and I called Gil and I was like, hey, I wanted to try to get other Houston title holders involved in this because, we not only just work for our own titles, we always try to get other people involved as well because, just shining light on yourself is not enough. We want to make sure that we're shining light on everybody. So I told Gil, I said, listen, I was talking to Daddy Lloyd and Sir Robert, which are huge pillars in the Houston and I would say Gulf Coast region in the leather community. They've been around forever and they know everybody and everybody knows them. Well, apparently, the Gulf Coast Archives and Museum, GCAM, is no longer and has transitioned over to a new organization called Heart of Leather Foundation. And they are in the process of trying to raise money for a capital campaign to actually lease and operate a working museum and archive um, with like a workshop for restoration, an exhibit space, offices, all types of things. And I said, well, let's first of all just look at everything. They have 9 storage units in a warehouse over in the Heights. And Gil and I had the opportunity to go over there and just look at decades of archival materials and these are artifacts and publications and posters and prints and all sorts of things and I said well we need to raise money, for this cause and it's important because we need to save we need to save our history. And it's funny because Gil called out this thing that I had wrote, and I can't even remember to save my life what the phrase was, but I know he remembers. But and I'll let him tell you what it was. But anyway, it's going to be a one afternoon show at the end of the month on the 31st. It's a Sunday. It'll be in the Heights. It's from 2 to 7, and it is an exhibit, a 1 day exhibit of curated pieces from those archives, specifically leather. But we're going to be showing a lot of other items that are leather adjacent. The bar tops from Mary's. There's some other organizations like the Colt 45s that are no longer in existence. Things like that. Things that people have not seen before because they've been packed away. So
Well, not just packed away, but we also have a lot younger community, and so a
mhm.
lot of these individuals never had a chance to experience the things that some of us more seasoned people have, or been able to witness the awesomeness that was leather back in the day.
Yeah, where did we come from? I mean, basically, it's showing everybody where we came from, specifically Gulf Coast Houston. But it's going to be amazing. I think we're probably one of the other largest collections, other than what's in Chicago, at the Leather Archives and Museum. So I'm honored to be part of this, and I'm so excited that we have this massive collection. And I know Gil and I are just super excited to show that with the Heart of Leather Foundation.
Absolutely. Yeah. When Kevin asked me if I wanted to be a part of this, I mean, there was no way I was going to say no. It is our responsibility and our duty, not just as title holders, but as, people in the community to make sure that this history, this rich history that we have is passed down and isn't forgotten. Like Kevin said, there's 9 storage units. And if you looked in there, I mean, we had the opportunity to look at it, but if you looked at it as an outsider, you would just be amazed at the history, LGBTQ plus leather, everything history that Houston has been a part of. You would be absolutely amazed. The sad part is it's all in storage units. And so that's, one of the things that struck us the most was how do we get this out there for people to actually see and enjoy and either relive or, just witness a part of what was. And, by doing this, we're able to help them kind of spearhead their efforts to make sure that this stuff comes out of storage and is in a permanent place that can be viewed by people all the time, not just a once in a while if we happen to have the opportunity to throw an event like this, but something that's out there for people to see day in and day out and enjoy it and relish in it and really kind of engulf yourself in the history that is Houston.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event, and like I said, it's on Sunday the 31st. It's a $10 suggested donation at the door, and remember where the money goes. It goes direct towards this capital campaign of finding a lease space. So we're also asking for more than just $10 suggested donations. So there'll be opportunities to give more for that. We're also very excited and humbled by the donation that Gilead has made towards the event. So Gilead's our event sponsor, and they've contributed funds as well. We'll be partnering also with Avenue 360, which is they'll be doing HIV awareness and STI testing on site. So we're really happy and excited to just give them a little bit of shine, a little bit of light for what they've been doing for us in the community.
Absolutely, very very happy to have them on board. Our sponsorship levels. The smallest one is $100, but can go up to $2,500 depending on what you're able to do. And obviously, every little bit helps in this effort. So, of course, we're happy to have those conversations with anybody who wants to have those conversations with us.
I just think that, and we've got to get to a point where we can really motivate our community to be interested in history and preserving that history and making sure that legacies aren't forgotten, you know what I mean? Or, footsteps weren't walked, or you know what I'm saying, like that. How has your response been in terms of just wanting to do this in the community when you've reached out to people and talked about this? How has the reception been?
I think people have just been really, really interested and very excited. We have a Facebook page already up about it. It's out of the archives, so go ahead and search it when y'all are on Facebook. But you can see all the people that are signed up to go. I mean, it's going to be a big event, and you don't want to miss it because the next one that I think we're planning would be late fall, and so it's really showing things that haven't been seen in decades. So it's going to be that one chance to come and look at it for right now, but um, lots of great interest. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, if anybody here was at Austin Kink Weekend, there was a small display in the back of the big ballroom with a couple of the vests, but that's just, I would say, like 5% of the
Right.
leather vests that are in storage. And for the actual exhibit itself, we have, I mean, I think last I counted was like 40 plus leather vests that will be showing from generations in the past. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, and there's things from the court, the different courts that were in Houston or in the Gulf Coast region. There's things from TGRA. There's things from Colt 45s, like I said. There's other organizations, other leather organizations that will be featured. And we have a huge case that is full of pins that Robert has collected over the decades. So these would be run pins. These would be all sorts of pins from title holders. Just a really unique thing to look at. Then I think they're also wanting to show a big section for Louis Weekend. So if anybody ever remembers Louis Weekend, it was after Mardi Gras and it was Let Us Entertain You Weekend. And it was a debaucherous event held at Mary's. It was not to be missed. And
It's it's where I learned what a Texas pinning was.
that's exactly it.
I think it's
Invented
where a
by
lot of people learned what a Texas pinning was.
invented by the misfits themselves. Yes, a good Texas pinning, and it's still done. So you just got to wear a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
You
And I
guys,
would
I figured out the gallery view, just FYI, so now I can see.
Uh, Yay!
I know we've talked a lot about Daddy Lloyd and Daddy Robert and how instrumental they've been in all of this, but I would be remiss if we didn't bring up our iconic Judy Reeves here in the
Judy
Houston
Reeves.
community, who has just been absolutely amazing. She's been kind of curating everything for years, and so we're kind of happy to be able to do this and also give her a little bit of a break,
Yeah.
and get her some help because it's absolutely important the work that she's doing, and she's been here in the trenches for years. So
Yeah, collecting and just curating, and restoring and making sure things are packed away safely and neatly. And I love the thing about Judy is that, it didn't matter what it was, she would collect it, you know what I mean? Because she knew how important it would be for the future. So it's Judy's been great.
it'll be a nice walk down memory lane
Yeah.
to see this exhibit. Personally, I'm excited to see the part of the bar top of Mary's. And for
Hmm.
those of you that are familiar or aren't familiar, Mary's is an iconic, or still is probably an iconic leather bar here in Houston that predates all of us, most of us
Hmm.
at least. So it is a treasure of a place, and we are very fortunate that they've been able to keep a piece of the bar top with all the old vintage photos on it. I had just moved to Houston right before it closed, so I got
Yeah.
to experience some of it, but it is what you would consider or imagine a quintessential 80s
Leather bar.
Levi's leather bar.
Well, and it's funny because it's been around for more than the 80s, and it was a seedy leather bar, and it was right there on the curve in Westheimer. So in Houston, when we would have the Gay Pride Parade, I mean, it was a main attraction because everyone would sit on the roof and watch the
Mhm.
parade, and it has a huge backyard. Mary's is a huge history. I mean, when the AIDS crisis was going on and people were not accepting bodies at, the funeral homes, they were being cremated and families didn't want the ashes. And so in the back of Mary's, where the backyard is scattered ashes in that soil. Unfortunately, there is a parking lot now over that soil, so that's unfortunate. But there's not that many people that know that story, and that is connected to Mary. So those are the stories and things that Judy and others with Heart of Leather Foundation are keeping alive. And so donations and contributions are critical to try to keep what we have viable and intact for future.
Is there anything else you guys want
Absolutely.
to add?
I just want to add one quick thing. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. The 30th at the Ripcord at 9 p.m., I am throwing a Kink for cause, and it is a demo night, and we will have impact play, STEM play. We'll have wax play with Daddy Lloyd, fire play with Leather Charles. We'll have Prussian and we'll have gosh, oh, I'm bringing my husband out. He's going to be doing mummification, so that's going to be fun, and we'll have shibari going on as well. So, Sir Prussian and Lucky, sorry, they'll be doing impact plate, and I'm bringing um, um, Sir Pig from Dallas to come down and do some impact play. So it's all for a good cause. I'll be serving up Jello shots. It's $10 if you want to get flogged, mummified, spanked, burned, or have wax on you. It's all $10. So it all goes to a good cause. It goes to Tony's Place. And it's going to be a really great fun night. So it's the 30th at 9 o'clock at the Ripcord.
Right on. Gil, you want to add anything?
Absolutely. So I will actually be leaving in about 48 hours to head to Chicago for IML. So
Me and
I'll
you
be there
both. Me and you both.
bringing on our Texas folks that are going to be competing up on that international stage. Very proud of them. I besides going to our Out of Archives event and this Kink for a Cause event for Kevin, I'm also actually hosting a jock auction for the Bayou City Pup. So that is on June 13th, their regular pup bar night. So come out and we have about 15 guys that are going to be wearing those jocks at a car wash during the day, and we'll be auctioning those off in the evening.
Right on. All right, y'all, I'm gonna do something different. We're gonna focus on us, okay? I've got one question for the both of you. What can we do in the Texas community to shed more light on unity? How can we move away from infighting and work more together and trying to shed light on, you know, lessening the petty fights and finding ways to smile and hug each other and disagree without intent to hurt or to feel rejected. What do you think we can do, y'all?
I think one thing that I can add as a takeaway is, I mean, Liz, you remember when we were at IML, what an impactful moment that was when we were all in that room together and we were in a circle and we received our medals. That in itself was very moving and very bonding. And I feel like one thing that we miss in Texas, because we are such a huge leather community, is we don't really get together for a convention. You know what I mean? We don't have anything like that. The only time I think really people come together is when we go to Austin for the Texas titles. I mean, you see a lot of people go to Austin, but can we do something other than that where it is encompassing of everybody and it doesn't have to be around an event? It's just coming together for a weekend retreat of all of these things that you said. How can we grow together? How can we commune together? How can we lift each other up? How can we destroy the negativity that is come into our area, you know? And it's not so much about giving accolades to people or anything like that. It is all about community and how do we build our communities better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think for me, is just giving people grace, understanding that we're human and we make mistakes, and we can learn from them, and we want to learn from our mistakes. So just making sure that we give people the opportunity to correct their actions. The one thing that always resonates with me when I get asked a question like this is something that Dr. Ty actually said once, and it was to make sure that we're calling people in and not calling people out, because when you do call somebody out, you're less likely to change the way that they're interacting with you. Whereas if you call them in, they're more likely to actually be engaged in a conversation on how you change. And so, we're humans, we make mistakes, we all have. No one's perfect. It's a matter of, making sure that we try our best every single day. And if we make a mistake, is knowing that the people around us are going to give us that grace to make ourselves better.
I agree, y'all. Well, thank you guys for your third appearances on Throwing Light.
Yeah.
Three timers club. And
Three timers.
three and above is like you start to, we're gonna have to build like an episode appearance library. And then you
Right. We're
be
all
like this
stars. We'll be
episode.
named all stars.
Don't maybe do Throwing Light all stars.
Oh Lord.
All
Oh
stars.
no, Kevin, where did you start? Throwing Light all stars. Okay.
Throwing light all stars.
Hey, we could do a fourth one this weekend at IML if you want.
There
Kevin,
you
all right,
go.
buddy. Well, get ready because since you came up with this idea, you're going to be in the first season.
It's gonna be all stars.
Yeah, there's a sewing challenge in the first episode.
Oh, I
You
don't know
get
how
my
good I'd do with
You
that.
should make it past the first episode.
yes. Let me
All
get my singer out.
right,
Sounds good.
y'all. Thank you so much for being on. You know what you have to do. I'm gonna count to three. You guys are gonna say if you're not throwing like you're not acting right. Y'all ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
You're not
You're not throwing
acting
right. You're
right.
not
Yeah,
acting
you're not acting right.
Stop.
Sorry.
Bomb. Okay,
Ah,
Kevin.
I
If
know.
you're not throwing light, you're not
Right.
acting right. Okay.
Exactly. Got it.
And choir, 1, 2, 3.
If
you're
you're
not
not
throwing
throwing
right.
lights,
You're
you
not
are
acting.
not acting right. Did I get it? Thank you.
You took your
I don't
time.
win
You
the
took your time. You took your
took
time.
my time. I don't win the Tony tonight, but that's okay.
No, 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 no. You don't even get a tribute. So
It's a damn shame.
they were like, you got a Razzie. You're not getting a Golden Globe.
Well, that means I just got to go get a cocktail tonight because I'm calling y'all
Exactly.
from
Yes,
Savannah,
yes. You
Georgia.
can still get a
So
Yeah.
man. That's
I
all.
can
That's all that
still get a
matters.
man.
You can still get a man. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being on. I wish y'all much success at your event. Y'all, please, please, please take what Kevin and Daddy Gil are doing in this community very seriously. They're trying to make fun and bring in knowledge and legacies into our community while also educating people on different things. Kinks for a good cause. Please go out and support. If you can't go, donate. With that being said, this has been another episode of Throwing Light, and we are out. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.